Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to embark on the journey of discovery to tell the story of the fascinating desert. Our journey takes us to the hottest part of the planet, the Sahara Desert. The Sahara is a desert spanning across North Africa. With an area of 9,200,000 square kilometers, it is the largest hot desert in the world and the third largest desert overall, smaller only than the deserts of Antarctica and the Northern Arctic.
Sahara, from Arabic Sahara, is the largest known desert in the world, filling nearly all of northern Africa. It measures approximately 3,000 miles from east to west and between 800 and 200 miles. The actual area varies as the desert expands and contracts over time. The Sahara is bordered in the west by the Atlantic Ocean, in the north by the Atlas Mountains and Mediterranean Sea, in the east by the Red Sea, and in the south by the Sahel, a semi-arid region that forms a transitional zone between the Sahara to the north and the belt of humid savannas to the south. The Sahara Desert covers 10 different countries. They are Algeria, Chad, Egypt, Libya, Mali, Mauritania, Niger, Western Sahara, Sudan, and Tunisia. The Sahara Desert has dry valleys, mountains, salt flats, barren and rocky plateaus, and sand dunes.
Several rivers originating outside the Sahara contribute to both the surface water and groundwater regimes of the desert and receive the discharge of its drainage networks. Rivers rising in the tropical highlands to the south are particularly prominent. The main tributaries of the Nile join in the Sahara, and the river flows northward along the desert's eastern margin to the Mediterranean. The Sahara Desert hosts an incredible array of species that are well adapted to survive in the extreme desert climate. 70 mammalian species, 90 species of birds, 100 species of reptiles and other smaller forms of life are found in the Sahara Desert. The desert hosts the highly feared death stalker scorpion, the extremely venomous sand viper, the elegant and fierce cheetah and other equally magnificent species.
The Sahara Desert is usually imagined as a vast, parched, lifeless stretch of sandy landscape with scattered nomadic tribes and their domesticated camels. However, the Sahara holds much more life than that. It occupies an area of 9,400,000 square kilometers that is comparable to the size of the United States. It stretches across much of northern Africa, covering about 31% of the African landmass. Thus, it is the largest hot desert in the world. Animals in desert have grown to bear the harsh conditions of the desert's heat and lack of water. Their bodies have adapted the climate of desert. These animals can stay without water for days. Many of the animals look for shades in the desert during peak hot hours. Others protect themselves by digging underground holes. Reptiles spend their time in burrows. The sand viper, a venomous species of snake, the viper, Cerastes vipera, inhabits the Sahara Desert. The snakes have a length of about 20 to 35 centimeters and possess a broad, triangular head and tiny eyes. The potent hemotoxin produced by this viper kills its prey almost immediately. The Saharan Silver Ant. A unique animal, the Saharan Silver Ant, Cataglyphis bombicina, remains active for only 10 minutes a day. These creatures have longer legs than other ants and produce heat shock proteins before exiting their burrows. Both these adaptations help them survive the extreme heat of the desert. The death stalker scorpion. The death stalker scorpion, Leiurus quinquestriatus, is the most poisonous scorpion species in the world. It produces a lethal cocktail of neurotoxins that might trigger excruciating pain in an adult human when bitten by this scorpion. Children, the aged, and the sock individuals are also at risk of dying by envenomation in extreme cases of deathstalker bites.
The desert crocodile. When we speak of what animals live in the Sahara Desert, we hardly think of crocodiles. However, the West African crocodile, Crocodilus suchus, inhabits some parts of the desert habitat where it remains in a state of aestivation during periods of drought, hidden away in the safety of caves and burrows. During the rainy season, the crocodiles emerge from their shelter and gather at gueltas. The monitor lizards. The desert monitor, Varanus griseus, is a carnivorous lizard species found in the Sahara Desert. This animal is a cold-blooded creature and hence goes into hibernation from September to April. The lizards grow up to 2 meters in length and have an average lifetime of about 8 years in the wild. The desert monitor feeds primarily on rodents, fish and eggs, but it might also feed on birds, small mammals and other creatures if the opportunity arises.
The camel spider, Solifugae. Camel spider aren't actual spiders, but arachnids known for their fearsome appearance and surprising speed. Despite their terrifying looks, camel spiders are not venomous, but can inflict painful bites with their strong jaws. They are fast predators, feeding on insects, small lizards and rodents. Generally not aggressive toward humans, but will defend themselves if handled. African silverbill. The North African ostrich, Struthio camelus, is the largest living bird in the world. It grows up to about 9 feet in length, has a pinkish-red neck, black-white plumage in males and grey plumage in females. Hunting for food, capture for farming, loss of habitat, etc. has led to the rapid decline of the population of this ostrich. The species is now found in only 6 of the 18 countries where it once existed. The Hyrax small, thick-set, herbivorous mammals, the rock hyrax, Procavia capensis, is found across sub-Saharan Africa. These animals usually take shelter inside rock crevices and come out at the time of foraging. They live in big groups of 10 to 80 animals and forage together. The African wild dog. An endangered species, the African wild dog, Lycaon pictus, is native to sub-Saharan Africa. Today, only 39 subpopulations of this canid species exist, comprised of 6,600 adults. Outbreaks of infectious diseases, persecution by humans, and habitat destruction are responsible for the decline in African wild dog populations. These animals are highly social, living, and hunting in large packs. Uniquely, it is the females of this species that leaves the pack when sexually mature instead of the males. Antelopes are their primary prey.
The dromedary camels and goats. Although not typically aggressive, camels can be dangerous due to their size and strength. The dromedary camel, or the Arabian camel, Camelus dromedarius, is the second largest camel species after the Bactrian camels. They have a single hump unlike the 2 humps of the Bactrian species. These camels have been domesticated by the human settlers of the Sahara and are utilized for various purposes like transport and meat. These camels are highly adapted to survive in arid conditions and are mainly nocturnal in nature. The people of the Sahara also keep domesticated goats for milk and meat. Both the camels and the goats were at one time found in the wild, but currently, wild populations of these animals are quite rare.
The Saharan Cheetah. Among the top predatory animals that live in the Sahara Desert is the Saharan Cheetah, Acinonyx jubatus hecki. Only about 250 mature adults of this critically endangered species survive today. They are found primarily in the central western parts of the desert. These cheetahs have a pale-colored coat and less visible spots and tear stripes than other African cheetahs. They feed on antelopes like the Adax and the gazelles. Occasionally, they also hunt hares. They are usually solitary in nature with a semi-nomadic lifestyle. They mainly hunt at night. The Adax Antelope. A critically endangered species, the Adax Antelope, Adax nasomaculatus, is rarely sighted in the Sahara. Indiscriminate hunting has wiped out large populations of this animal. The species is native to Mauritania, Chad and Niger. It is characterized by its long, twisted horns and pale coat color, which also lends it the name of white antelope. The Adax antelopes are highly adapted to live in the harsh desert conditions and can sustain themselves without water for indefinite periods of time. Thus, they are found in extremely arid conditions, regions receiving less than 100 mm of annual rainfall. They feed on grasses and leaves of desert plants and obtain water from their food and dew. The striped hyena. Though primarily a scavenger, the striped hyena can be dangerous when threatened or desperate for food. They are nocturnal and solitary hunters, often scavenging carrion. However, in extreme situations, they may attack livestock or even humans. Nature. Shy and elusive, but can become aggressive if threatened or starving. There may be more dangerous creatures in the desert. If you have experienced encountering them during your visit or recognize them well. Like, subscribe and share this video. Until next time, keep exploring.